purpose-filled Western civilization? What generates purpose for civilization and for individuals, and why it is that we seem to have lost purpose? Because my general theory is that the reason that we're trying to murder each other politically, and the reason that we hate each other so much, is that there is a purpose-shaped hole in our heart that we are now filling with anger, tribal anger at each other.
Okay, so today we're pulling together a few things, and let me see if I can drop the link in the edit area, so I think anyone can join, but I have an agenda today, which is put eggs in my system. And there we go. Okay, so that should be going. Put protein in the system. Start working on this painting. It's like 5 a.m. in the morning. I gotta figure out some Ukraine, not Hangukmal or Migukmal, but Ukrainikmal. And I have to do so somewhat silently because there's other people that live with me. And so anyway, we're going to start with eggs, and then we're going to move on to deer. That's right, we're going to do deer. Oh, yes, Daniel-san. Let's stay warm. So I wanted to put association in the title, right? Like associate, like random ideas, not just random. I mean, a lot of ideas you garner off of other things all the time. You're grabbing things, you're putting them together, and in other cases, you're pulling them apart, you're denying them. And anyway, I was just listening to Ben Shapiro and Jordan B. Peterson, and I'm anti-sympathetic to a lot of what Jordan B. Peterson has to say, and kind of the acceptance they have necessarily of the West as they seem fit, as they see as what they believe is right. I think their conclusions are overlooking the elephant in the room. Like Jordan B. Peterson seems to speak often about the problems in terms of taking responsibility. They seem to nobody wants to seem to say the internet is the problem. Like, a lot of people just don't want to say the internet itself is the elephant in the room. It is the problem, meaning it's also a solution. It's also what's for dinner. We're eating it, right? We can't avoid it, but it's a problem. Meaning it's the genitor, the progenitor of a lot of our problems, I do believe. Oh, look at this. Look at the high heels. See the way this is just like categorically broken down into fashion symbols, different shoe types, very feminine glass. I like this glass, quite feminine. Here we have the brownie, and over here we have the filtered water and the hot sauce. As we come back here, we can generate a little scoop eggs together. I must keep things quite quiet. Must be quite quiet. I'm still an hour earlier than for my roommates to get up. Anyway, I'm interested. Apparently, I need to read some Steven Pinker. I haven't really read any Steven Pinker. I've only read some synopsis of Steven Pinker. But I think also that my book, opposed to strictly dialetheism, which dialetheism is good, but I think a book on contradiction per se is even better. The reason so is he'll take the structure of the logos and belt it right into the mythos, and to suggest that one shouldn't take a primacy over the other. Not even for the virtue of systemic solidarity in one's body, but what to say about that? So here we have the magic egg. We put the magic egg on the magic plate, the very stylish plate, yes. And so we'll do a little hook silver, yes. Yeah, kommen, very kommen. Got to like the kommen. We'll do the splashy there. And then some hot sauce for voila. Yes, voila. Hot sauce. The hip is killing me today. The hip is killing me today. I don't know what to do about it. I just deal with it. That's the way it is these days. So now, what is next on the docket? I'll show you that much. Right? How about that? Anyway, this is grade A deer antler, right? And for being a vegetarian, I'm a bit of a hypocrite. This is fish oil. And my daily micro supplements. I'm getting off. Voila, here is a middle fat belly. Okay, so I am going to play a little Jordan B. Peterson and Ben Shapiro in the background, and maybe talk a little bit about what they're saying while I'm eating.
Kind of backtrack and say, okay, where did we go wrong? Where was purpose at sort of its high watermark, and why are we now at low ebb?
What's up?
Okay, one of the things that I've found in the discussions that I've had over the last year, especially the public discussions, the public lectures, let's say, is that
1.5.
It seems perfectly possible to make a room go silent by speaking to, especially if it's a room full of young men, by speaking to them about responsibility and truth. And this has really staggered me, because those are not obviously saleable messages. You know, especially for someone who's rather cynical about the fundamental nature of human beings. I'm not saying that I am, but
One moment. Okay, so the idea of responsibility and truth for young men, well, I still put truth as modular, truth as a different trait of modularity, like putting together a solid yet almost abstract sort of Lego system. As long as it maintains a sense of solidity, one can point at it as a modular truth. And responsibility, which is different than the way Jordan B. Peterson is, of course, speaking about truth, the way people generally speak about truth. But there's multiple types of truth. There is truth as a sense of selected form. There's truth of one's direction and end point in life, like an arrow flies true. There's truth on agreement. Anyway, so there's that.
If you launched a business plan to the typical observers and said, well, I'm going to base a public movement on the adoption of excess responsibility and the requirement to speak the truth, and that's going to become hyper popular, the probability that people would agree that that's a possibility is pretty much zero. And so I've been thinking that we've spoken about rights for so long and spoken about freedoms for so long, let's say since the early 60s, essentially speaking, that we've actually left a conceptual hole in our culture. And that seems to be akin to the point that you're making with regards to this book. And now you
this is where I disagree with a lot of these guys, right? He's like, Jordan B. Peterson keeps trying to pin shit on the past. Like, okay, we have this conceptual thing. And I mean, I'm not going to say he doesn't have some viability in pointing to the past to speak about their trends But he's saying something from the 60s has now created a hole, right? And he keeps pointing back to postmodernists, the 60s, the 70s movement, those types of things. I think this is an oversight to just witnessing the advent of the internet. The advent of the internet created this hole, right? They don't want to point to that because it's too fucking precious to start taking to great intellectuals and saying, hey, the problem is actually the internet. It's social media. It's YouTube. It's the phonic dominating the graphic. Or it's the mix. It's the predominance of the word spoken over the word collected visually. But it's not just that. It's the inclusion of many, many billions and millions of voices, billions and billions of graphics, just mere digestion. These two don't want to speak about that. I mean, they don't speak about that. They keep pointing back to mythos and archetype and such things. Anyway.
You mentioned responsibility, and why that specifically?
Well, I think that what you're talking about is exactly right. People in the West have seemed to pose rights in direct opposition to duties. So the American founding particularly was obsessed with this idea of rights and individual rights, but there was also this corresponding idea of duties that's very clear in founding thinking. George Washington talks about duty. Benjamin Franklin talks about duty. The idea was that duty was to be socially generated, not by government, but by society itself, by small communities, by churches, by your family, and that would fill the gap that allowed you to actually have a functioning society of rights. But we seem to have left duty completely behind. Now it's just all about the rights and not about the duty. And what's happened is that's collapsed.
Okay, so, and then Ben Shapiro, of course, sums stuff up like, hey, I have a right? They're talking about critiques of young 20-year-old somethings, and so they're hypocritical and like, hey, yeah, you do have a right to these things. You might not have a right to these educations. So the assumption that you have these rights is kind of like an inhaling, like, give me air, give me my rights. But then he makes the notion that people don't believe that they have a sense of duty. Well, do they have a duty to go to these classes? Well, yeah, they take upon the duty. Do they get up in their life and do these things? Yeah, they do these things. Are those dues duties? Yeah, in a lot of cases they are. And so I think Ben Shapiro himself is on the surface a naive or a youthful intellectual.
Collapsed in on itself because a society of only rights and no duties ends up generating duties masquerading as rights, right? Positive rights that are actually not rights at all, that are me imposing a duty on you in order to further my own perception of my rights. And that's, I think, where we've been going. And it's a dark place, and it creates an enormous amount of opposition. When you say, Jordan, when you talk about the fact that people would not have thought of building a movement on notions of truth and responsibility, that's because I think for a long time, people just took it for granted that we all agreed on these things. But there's been an actual forcible counter movement for generations now against both truth and responsibility. The idea that there's no objective truth.
Right. Once again, they're going to make truth a singular, right? Hey, there's this assault on truth, right? It's like, and then responsibility, as if no one is responsible is kind of the thing, right? So they're going to point at that lackadaisical thing. And I mean, like I said, I'm not saying that what they're saying is wrong, because I believe in embedded contradiction. Give them over everything that they're saying, and then let's pull back and extract from it, right?
It's socially defined. We can make it up as we go along. There's no telos, right? I talk a lot in the new book about a teleological way of thinking, this idea that you actually have a purpose for which you were created, and then it's your job to fulfill that purpose.
Your
and that's
life's
completely been left by the wayside. So there's no
your
truth,
goal,
there's no capacity, even in sites of the materialist
the function of where you're driving it.
To even change yourself. Right? The studies that I've seen suggest that if you believe in a certain form of determinism, if you believe in hard determinism, you're less likely to go out and actually change your life and make it better because you buy into your own philosophy. And I think that as a society, we've sort of bought into that we're all victims of our own biology, victims of our own race, victims of our own ethnicity or our situation.
Okay,
and there's no way for us to get out of that. We may as well throw up our hands, or at least give the power to the only thing that can change things, which is this massive collective that comes in and is the boot stomping on the human face forever.
Well, there's also the strange misapprehension, I think, with regards to the nature of rights, because as far as I can tell, I mean, rights are a multifaceted phenomenon. But I think the least metaphysical claim that you can make about rights is that if I have a right, then that brings with it a parallel responsibility, not only to myself to act in a manner that is in accordance with that right, whatever that happens to be, but I also have a responsibility, if the right is universal, to act in a certain manner towards you. And so, because there is no difference between rights and responsibilities fundamentally. They're just the mirror image of one another. Now, that's to say nothing about the potential metaphysical origin. I don't want to talk about that, but it doesn't seem to me to be logically tenable to have an infinite conversation about rights without having a parallel conversation about responsibility. So there's a logical flaw in it that leaves that gap that needs to be filled. And then the other thing that's occurred to me is that the genuine meaning in life, and I do believe that life has a genuine meaning. I think I could make that claim without even making it metaphysical, although I don't mind the metaphysical addition to it. It seems to me that almost all the things that people...
Okay, there's something else I have to listen to, and that is my Ukrainian. Let's listen to my Ukrainian lesson for a Jew. I want, me. I have to dry out my mnemonics before the great flight. So let's see what's going on. Cook, paint, associate. Where is my? Okay. Anyway, it is interesting to balance the idea of pure hedonism, getting all of your fetishes fulfilled, your desires fulfilled, and then taking responsibility. I suppose the idea of the phrase "taking responsibility." Why would you want to take that? But the idea of thinking that, it's like there's events that happen in your life. There's a way to scope it, and there's a way to ingest it, understand it, digest it, work with it, rework with it, and if that is being responsible and then putting it in a direction, a format, a point, that might be functioning to purpose. That might be the notion of telos. Ooh, man, we get a good sparkly gold here. Anyway, I'm just planning on wrecking some of this canvas for a good ass time. Oh, I should probably pull up a chat on there also just to see what's going on there. Okay, let's see if anyone's throwing anything down. Oh, okay, so I already got one negative, which is fine. So take that, whomever you are. Must be a crowd pleaser. Oh, of course it's Vane, so he's already turned against me on this video. Mike is a bad host. Anything you got going is your spunky hair. Yeah. Okay, well, Vane. It's okay, man. You can hate on me, man. You were cool at one time. You were okay, dude. And now you're hating on me. It's okay. It's okay, man. You get that right. And give me your downvote. Give me your downvote. Be that way. I know you don't think I have anything to contribute because your way of the world is the way you see it, and the way you see it is the way you believe it should be. And so your downvote on my video is duly noted already out of the gate. Because I know that you think that I got nothing because you sit in our rooms with people that you think got something, and you laud them, you admire them, you appreciate their perspective. You think they're more closely aligned with either A, the truth, or B, what you envision as, better or best or right or whatever, and that somehow I'm not that, right? This stuff spook character is not that guy, so that's fine. And I didn't read all your comments, but I did read enough. Okay, brushes. Let me get the brushes here. Let me play a little more of this in the background for the hell of it. Oh, you guys can listen to a tad bit of that. Let's see.
Find meaningful in life that aren't merely impulsive pleasures, which of course create their own entanglements, have to do with the voluntary adoption of responsibility. So families like that. Okay, so all right, so here's the next question. What do you think it is that's driven our loss of that half of the conversation? What's happened?
So I think that this has been basically a 200-year movement that first manifested itself in Europe and is finally reaching American shores about 100 years later, which seems to be the pattern. All the bad stuff from Europe hits Europe about 50 to 100 years before it hits here, and now comes here. I think that what happened here is that the Enlightenment mentality totality was built on certain fundamental premises, including the use of human reason, the capacity for free will, and all of that in turn rested on assumptions about the universe, including the idea that the universe has a discoverable design that we can actually find and pursue, and that in doing so we will find happiness. The Aristotelian idea of happiness is very much bound up with the idea of you fulfilling your telos. The Judeo-Christian idea of happiness is you fulfilling God's purpose for you. There was always this idea of a higher purpose that you were seeking, and I think what happened is that the Enlightenment project, which started off in an attempt really in the 13th century by people like Aquinas and Maimonides to unite religion and science, fell apart when they started to divide the two. Instead of we're seeking the same thing. Religion and science are both seeking a universal truths that can be applicable to our own lives and make us more fulfilled. The project of science became to destroy one pole, to destroy religion, and then by
So here Ben Shapiro then is now trying to say the purpose is to destroy religion. That is polarized. That's not the purpose of science. That's science has tended, like there's people in science that have done that. There's even Richard Dawkins that points back and speaks recently about Western civilization needs to, I guess, savor or hold on to its Christian value system based on the societal construct that's there. Neither of these guys, I mean, it's really interesting, the adherence to Abrahamic texts, to the arcanes of mythological symbolism. I mean, don't get me wrong, guys. I listen to this stuff and I do what I do, not as an argument of predeterminism. It's more of like I'm a manifold in the universe, meaning that whatever data I'm in, whatever my body's doing, whatever environment that I'm in, is necessarily the environment I'm meant to be in. And I both mean that meant as an active term, like something greater than me, like my theos has condensed itself. So therefore I must engage in what it is I'm engaging in. If that's pain, that's pain. If it's in translation, then it's in translation. If it's in just hearing another person, another individual, another idea, if it's in that, then I'm also in that, right? And I mean, that might sound absolutely profound less, but what I'm suggesting is that even if I'm listening to these people that I disagree with, and I'm thinking, kind of like Van Veen disagreeing with me and me disagreeing with Jordan B. Peterson and Ben Shapiro or whatnot, like there's a degree of you agree here and you disagree there, and there's kind of this oscillation of agreement and disagreement. And then you figure out, you try to form fit it, but the environment, the fact that I'm listening to what I'm listening to it's important. Like the universe couldn't not be that way. There's not a fissure. There's not some black space that appears like some time hole opening up. Like if it's a hologram, then this is the hologram playing out exactly as it should, where every voxel, pixel, molecule, and data set is exactly as it should be. Every meaningful utterance is exactly as it should be, right? So that's why then I don't get, I've recognized that as a pattern, and that takes a little while with its volatility to let one's ego bust through it, so to speak, to accept it, to watch oneself as a witness of oneself, one's environment. But, it's not what to say of that. Okay, so this board, though, has to be mnemonic center for me, right? I have to do something mnemonic for myself. So this video is actually something, I get to the painting part, I got to play back to myself. And why would I want to do that? Well, let's see. Okay, so, and do I want an infinite recording video of Ben Shapiro and Jordan B. Peterson? Of course not. Who would want that? So, but okay. So this is gonna take a little bit of time. So let me get back here. But that's why I'm doing a live stream, because it's time in the morning that I knock this out, get this going, yada yada yada. Okay, where are my dudes? Okay, that's one thing. That's another.
Let's go here. Let's go there. Let's go here and there. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay. Ukraine. Okay, let's do. Oh, I want this longer one. I think it's called 51st. This is it right here. Okay, so this is a rec, right? This is like a 4-hour rec. I gotta speed it up. Oh, I got an advertisement. Okay. So, like I said, I'm trying to do something specifically here for what do you call it? For my own education. Like Jordan B will talk about pulling order out of chaos, and that's something that you do, but he makes that sound as if that's the totality of one's objective, and I think that's absolutely stupid. One needs to cast oneself into chaotic environments with the notion that one is not going to cure themselves from all domains of chaos. But I'm not going to recommend one just sits there haphazardly indefinitely either. But
Він і вона.
Okay.
They both.
So
Вони обидва, обидві.
Gonna speed that up just a tad. Right.
Чоловік.
So you guys get to
Жінка.
Жінка.
The child.
Okay.
Дитина.
So I got to pick up pace here. I've already listened to a bunch.
Сім'я.
Okay, I'll be back in a second.
My family. Моя сім'я. My family is here. Моя сім'я тут. I am here. Я тут. You are here. Ти тут. He is here and she is here. Він тут і вона тут. We are here. Ми тут. You are here. Ви тут. They are all here. Вони всі тут. 50 languages. 2. 2. Family members. Сім'я. The grandfather. Дідусь. The grandmother. Бабуся. He and she. Він і вона. The father. Батько. The mother. Мати. He and she. Він і вона. The son. Син. The daughter.
This might be fun.
Дочка.
Okay.
He and she.
Take that.
Він і вона. The brother. Брат. The sister. Сестра. He and she. Він і вона. The uncle. Дядько. The aunt. Тітка. He and she. Він і вона. We are a family. Ми сім'я. The family is not small. Сім'я не маленька. The family is big. Сім'я велика.
Okay, let's see.
You need new glasses, so why not have them delivered to your doorstep? At GlassesUSA.com, you can choose from thousands of styles, including brands like Ray-Ban, Oakley, DKNY, and more. See how the frames look on your face, and get your new pair online, starting at $48, including prescription lenses. Plus, get free shipping and returns. At GlassesUSA.com, you'll always find the perfect pair at affordable prices. Go to GlassesUSA.com today and get 50% off your first
shit, you know, like ruining my lessons. I'll skip ahead.
Toast.
It's like a 4-hour. And of course, it's gonna like force feed this more
March
shit.
Madness live on you.
Can't help it, man. It's like a billion.
Я їм грінку.
Okay.
I am eating toast with
This
butter.
is it.
Я їм грінку з маслом.
I am eating toast with butter and jam.
Я їм грінку з маслом і джемом.
Yeah, Rino.
I am eating a sandwich.
Hang on, I gotta slow it down.
Я їм сендвіч.
Yim.
I am eating a sandwich with margarine.
Я їм сендвіч з маргарином.
Oh, that's what it was. I do.
I am eating a sandwich with margarine and tomatoes.
Я їм сендвіч з маргарином і помідором.
That was it.
We need bread and rice.
Нам потрібні хліб і рис.
We need fish and steaks.
Okay. It's like every 10 seconds. Okay.
Need fish and steaks.
Нам потрібні риба і біштекс.
We need pizza and spaghetti.
Нам потрібні піца і спагетті.
Son of a.
What else do we need?
What else do we need?
Що нам ще потрібно?
We need some shit and shit.
We need
shit
carrots and tomatoes for the soup.
We need some shit and some shake for this
Нам
shit.
потрібна і морква, і помідори для супу.
Okay, so synonym.
Where is the supermarket?
Soup?
Де є супермаркет?
Supermarket.
50 languages.
Okay, where's my yellow?
16. 16. Seasons and weather.
Seasons.
Пори року і погода. These are the seasons. Це пори року. Spring, summer.
Spring.
Весна, літо. Autumn and winter. Осінь і зима. The summer is warm. Літо гаряче. The sun shines in summer. Влітку світить сонце. We like to go for a walk in summer. Влітку ми охоче гуляємо. The winter is cold. Зима холодна.
Okay, let's skip ahead. See if we get a different, another.
The next.
Of course, we got to get a video of that. So, just cut that out for a sec. Ooh, wow, the new high tech. Yeah, I gotta love the new high tech. Who doesn't love the new high tech? Okay, so where's this gonna start?
The next bus is in 15 minutes. Наступний автобус прибуває через 15 хвилин. When is the last train? Коли відправляється останнє метро? When is the last tram? Коли відправляється останній трамвай? When is the last bus? Коли відправляється останній автобус? Do you have a ticket? Маєте квиток на проїзд? A ticket No, I don't have one. Квиток на проїзд? Ні, я не маю. Then you have to pay a fine. Тоді ви повинні заплатити штраф. Go to www.50languages.com for the latest.
You're going to skip ahead, of course. That means something. One of these.
Hey, you.
Hey, you with the face. Right there, that guy. Okay, let's see. What random?
50 languages. 48. 48. Vacation activities. Що ми робимо у відпустці? Is the beach clean? Пляж чистий? Can one swim there? Можна там купатися?
Можна.
Isn't it dangerous to swim there?
Time out. Hey, you. Wearing guacamole.
With the fish, the guac squad. Okay.
Isn't it dangerous to swim there? Там небезпечно купатися. Can one rent a sun umbrella here? Можна тут взяти парасольку на прокат? Can one rent a deck chair here? Можна тут взяти шезлонг на прокат? Can one rent a boat here? Можна тут взяти човен на прокат? I would like to surf. Я б охоче зайнявся серфінгом. I would like to dive. Я б охоче попірнав. I would like to water ski. Я б охоче покатався на водних лижах. Can one rent a surfboat? Можна тут взяти на прокат дошку для серфінгу? Can one rent diving equipment? Можна тут взяти на прокат водолазне спорядження? Can one rent water skis? Можна тут взяти на прокат водні лижі? I'm only a beginner. Я тільки початківець. I'm moderately good. Я у цьому трохи обізнаний. I'm pretty good at it. Я знаюся на цьому. Where is the ski lift? Де лижний підйомник? Do you have skis? Чи маєш ти при собі?
I'm here to prove the Purple mattress blows memory foam out of the bedroom. Only Purple passes the durability test, body heat test, and the...
We're going on to this one. This one's so much better. I can tell. All right, so let's see.
Lesson 2. Alphabet.
Alphabet.
Абетка.
Listen carefully to the Ukrainian speaker the first time. Then try to repeat the sounds with the speaker the second time.
А. А. Б.
Okay, alphabet.
Б. В.
This is gonna get nonsense.
В.
Okay.
Г.
Where's my equal sign?
Г. Г.
G. G.
Г.
G. Not G. G.
Д.
G. B. G. G.
D.
B. G. G. B. G.
Е.
Eh.
Е.
They have the E after G. Go,
Є.
which is not right.
Є.
Okay, so,
Where's my
Ж.
bonjour? Mo.
Ж.
Okay, we're gonna skip ahead of this because I'm already a master of
Ально.
Farewells.
farewells.
Прощання.
No, not прощание. Пока.
Goodbye.
Пока.
До побачення.
Бочо чайчання.
До побачення.
okay, that's what I mean.
Bye.
Пока.
Пока. Bye. Okay, here we go.
Пока.
See you tomorrow.
До завтра. До завтра.
Good luck.
Щасливо. Щасливо.
Lesson 4. Useful phrases.
Корисні фрази.
In the following audio file, you will hear a word or phrase in English one time,
Fine.
then twice in Ukrainian.
Let's hear it twice.
Listen carefully to the Ukrainian the first time, then try to repeat the word or phrase with the speaker the second time. Yes.
Так.
Fuck.
Так.
Fuck. That's not right.
No.
Yeah.
Ні.
Yeah. Nee. Nee.
Ні.
Nee. No. We get that.
Thank you.
Дякую. Дякую.
Please.
Nee.
Будь ласка.
Blaska. That's what I need. Blaska.
Будь ласка.
Gotta get the color. Blaska.
You're welcome.
Blaska.
Прошу.
Too much. Too much. Okay.
Прошу.
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Вибачте. Вибачте.
Never mind.
Нічого.
Blaska. Please.
Нічого.
Blaska.
What a shame.
Шкода.
Blaska.
Шкода.
Just a minute.
Blaska.
Хвилинку.
Пока. Пока.
Хвилинку.
Я молодша.
May I?
Можна.
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 It's important.
Dar.
Це важливо.
Можливо. Okay, Odin, 5. I need my numbers.
Це важливо.
Важливо.
I'm sorry. I don't understand.
Okay, let's see. What's going on here?
Вибачте. Я
Я?
не розумію.
Я межанумino. Oh boy, I gotta think of something there. Я межанумino.
Вибачте. Я не розумію.
Межанумino.
I study Ukrainian.
No, межанумino.
Я Учу українську. Я учу українську.
Repeat, please.
Повторіть, будь ласка. Повторіть, будь ласка.
Translate, please.
Перекладіть, будь ласка.
I like para. Para is just water. Okay,
Перекладіть, будь ласка.
What is the Ukrainian for bread?
I do not understand.
Як українською bread?
To screw you with some bread. Ukrainian.
Як українською
Yak is what?
bread?
Or no, how? Yak, how?
What?
Що?
Okay. I don't understand.
Що?
Don't understand. Okay. Let's go there.
Lesson 5. Getting acquainted.
Знайомство.
In the following audio file, you will hear a word or phrase in English one time, then twice in Ukrainian. Listen carefully to the Ukrainian the first time, then try to repeat the word or phrase with the speaker the second time. Who is it?
Хто це? Хто це?
It is Oksana.
Це Оксана. Це Оксана.
It is John.
Це Джон. Це Джон.
What is your name?
Як вас звати?
Okay, so that's what we're doing now. We're doing some yucking. All right.
Як
Down here.
вас звати?
My name is Sasha.
Мене звати Саша.
Oh yeah, that's good. Nam is basically the same. Nam.
Мене звати Саша.
Nam name.
Nice to meet you.
Well, that will be Nam.
Дуже приємно.
Name. Nam name. Okay, what is yak?
Дуже приємно.
What is
Nice to meet you too.
Мені теж. Мені теж.
My name is Tish.
How old are you?
Скільки вам років?
Gilkri. That's how I think.
Скільки
What is yak?
вам років?
Okay. Let's use some of that.
I'm 25.
Мені 25.
Oh, see, it's 5. That's the thing. Yuck.
Мені
Yuck.
25.
What is yuck?
Who are you?
Okay.
Хто ви?
Otto. See, that's gotta be who? Otto.
Хто ви?
Because V is you.
I'm an American. Male.
Я американець. Я американець.
I'm an American. Female.
Я американка. Я американка.
I'm a Peace Corps volunteer.
Back that up just a tad.
Я доброволець корпусу
Oh, really? Is
миру.
that what you are, Houston? Crazy. Crazy monkeys. Okay, so.
Я доброволець корпусу миру.
Can't believe it. I think my computer's locked up.
Where are you from?
I only have like 20 screens open.
Звідки
Okay,
ви?
so we might be stuck there. Oh.
Звідки ви?
Звідки?
I'm from America, the state of California.
Let's try just hot talk.
Я з Америки, штат Каліфорнія.
Equal.
Я з Америки, штат Каліфорнія.
California. Oh, stat. That's right. Stat state. Stat state. Okay, let's do stat over here.
Lesson 6. Family.
Сім'я.
In the following audio file, you will hear a word or phrase in English one time, then twice in Ukrainian. Listen carefully to the Ukrainian the first time, then try to repeat the word or phrase with the speaker the second time. Father.
Тато. Тато.
Mother.
Мама. Мама.
Son.
Син.
Oh,
Син.
let's do the numbers.
Daughter.
Дочка. Дочка.
Brother.
Брат.
So I got brat right here. Bro,
Брат.
brother, brat, like a wiener, like a brat.
Sister.
Сестра. Сестра.
All right.
Grandfather.
Toto. Tato. There. Set window's not paying attention. Kill it. Exit this page. Slotted it. Killed it. Done dead. Removed it. All right. Okay. So this is my mnemonics board before I paint. It's good basis. Good mnemonics board. Okay. So that being said, all right. So Vane gave me a thumbs up finally, and I turned it. All right. Okay. So here we go. Radical interpretations. How am I going to do this? School, to, ta, to, come, here, there. Я хочу это. I want this. Я to полиски. Я хочу это полиски. Пока.
Dobra, like a Doberman pincer. Dobra. The Doberman. We need to draw a doggy. We could draw a dog for the Dobry up here. We need to do the dog. Okay, so there we got the doggy. Go little doggy. Dobra. Doberman pincer. Good. That's what I mean. Dobra. There. Okay, so we need dares. There. Think is they. Think. Phew, I gotta open the door. Son of a. Brickin' bracken, rackin'. Slippin', slippin'. There, or the whole thing. The Nerdsnitzel. Okay. See what we have here. Wonderful interior paint. Yes, it's a wall trim. Let's pop it. Let's do Odin, right? Odin is number 1. Right, so we have to do Odin. Dovor is 2. Shit, man. Topper. I don't want to ruin my scissors. There's scissors. There's Cicero. There's Cecil. Swapping, slooping. There. Should give you guys a close up of this delicate operation called pop a can open. Oh, son of. Okay, I'm grabbing my scissors. Oh, yes. Da is yes, ne is no, and ya is I. Da, de, ye, da, ne, ye, da, a, chu, a, chu, no, ye. Oh yeah, see, that's why the video is appropriately called association. That's right, so we can all learn to associate mnemonically a bunch of weird shit that we hear about other languages. Being an American trying to learn Australian is probably the most difficult. It's the accent. We don't understand a goddamn thing they're saying. Especially you, Ving. Okay, so. Shit. Cheetah. Bag of cheetah. Bottle of shit, yeah. Alright, fine. Okay, so, this being said, now I want a regular stir stick. Use my brush as a stir stick. Okay, hang on, get a dummy brush over here. Learn Ukrainian with Michael. That should be the video. Ukrainian with crippled Michael. Okay, there we got the dummy brush. Okay, so now I think I need a better version of what Odin looks like for number 1, right? That's a toughie. Auto. You realize it's a toe, right? Auto. Auto. Yuck. I swear yuck was yesterday. Yuck meant how. Today means what. I mean, okay, so Odin is one. So it's a good symbol for Odin. Odin the Va. There we go. Odin. And Odin being God, so let's do a really weird version of Monty Python. God going through the clouds. Odin, warrior, sort of ocean god. Not ocean from ocean, the guy ocean. In case you guys don't know ocean. Cool halo. Team. Two. Alright. Auto state comments. Ja. Stati America. Ocho. Tato. Tito. Oh, hello. See, I always forget hello in Ukrainian, so we're gonna learn that the hard way. Thanks for listening. Thanks for playing. Thanks for listening and playing. Okay, so we're gonna go here for a sec, and then what are we gonna do? Let's see. We're gonna go here to Google. Seems to be working. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go to translate, and okay, so English Ukrainian is hello. Let's play it now.
Здравствуйте.
What the fuck did she say?
Здравствуйте.
It's a little long. I'm pretty certain there's, how about hi? Hi is the one I'm looking for. That's it. Привет.
Привет.
Привет. Okay, привет. That's what I want. Привет. Okay. Give me goddamn water. Give me goddamn привет. Привет. Prove it. 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 Okay. Let's do this the hard way, right? There isn't a hard way here. Prove it. Prove it. Screw it, man. I'm just gonna use another brush, man. Ain't what I want, man. Prove it. Right there. Prove it. It's shit. Around with my red. Oh, and red. Red. Oh, that's what started this whole thing. Okay, prove it first too. I believe it. My mnemonic way, yes. Prove it. Prove it. Prove it. Yes. Yes, prove it. Okay, so, okay. Now red is like chair, right? It's like a cha, something. So let's go red and see what it says. Say something cool.
Червоний.
Червоний. See? So, horse. Do I want red? Я хочу червоний. So this was initially what inspired the painting. Idea was realizing I painted a red chair, Gervone, that painting, Gervone, that would help, right? Red chair, kind of looks like a chair, right? Red chair, bonnet, chair, bonnet, bon, like Von Helden, Van Damme, chair, bonnet, Van Damme in a chair, bonnet, chair, bonnet, ni. Let's cross that in. Gervone. Gervone in red. Hopefully this will be obvious to me. Painting in red. Of course it's not obvious, so there. Red. There, talk about order out of chaos. Diving back into chaos. Right? On the order of chaos spectrum, we have a scale that is unprecedented. It's very polarized. People like to dive into the chaotic and into the painful. The other thing I don't like about Jordan B. Peterson is that there's only so many possibilities about what is vital and what is not vital. He doesn't, he has a good knowledge set. A lot of anxiety. He can't be any other way than who he is, but I gotta set myself apart from everyone and be like everyone at the same time. It's a conundrum. You should try it sometime. Okay, so Gervone. Okay, now black is like journal. Let's try black. Okay, maybe not. But I need to figure this board out. That's why you guys are getting this awesome video right now. It's because I have to try out my board. Okay. Chair, got the Doberman, got the dog. Language down. So there was this polar bear, right? And the polar bear is he goes to his mom and he's like, "Hey, Mom, are you certain that we're polar bears?" And the mom says, "Well, yeah, of course we're polar bears. There's no doubt about it." And the polar bear then goes to his friends and he's like, "Are you certain that we're polar bears? Maybe there's something." Maybe we got part grizzly in our ancestor, and his friends say, "No, you're a white polar bear. Of course you don't have any grizzly in your DNA." So he goes to his dad. Hey Dad, are you absolutely positive that we don't have any maybe brown bear in our blood? We're polar bears, right? And the dad says, "Yes, son, you're pure polar bear. It's in your DNA. Why do you ask?" And he says, "Because I'm fucking freezing." So, joke of the day. Okay, black. Let's see. Journey. That's it. Journey. The tires are black. Der Journey. Der Journey. Okay. Journey. Journey, black, journey bark, right? Black box. The black bark is a churny bark. Churny bark wine, black bark churny, churn butter, churny bark, black butter, churny bark. I want to go there. Just journey black. It's my black. So let's go right there. Black. So to be our
Ironical. I painted in blue. No. Ain't your black and black. Dildo Baggins. Dildo Buttercup. That's kind of a silvery black. All right. So, back to business. You guys aren't catching. You guys aren't picking up what I'm laying down yet. Good studying. This is just for your edification. In case you guys don't know. June. Right, that's how I hear it. June. Is that what he said? Or I just fucked it up. Red is Javone. June. Block. Dahlia. With that, okay. Ukrainian. We must. Ukrainian language. Ukrainian language.
Українська мова.
Skimova.
Українська мова.
Skimova. Okay. Obviously, let's try English language. I'm starting to think that Skimova means language.
Англійська мова.
Okay, Skimova. Skimova. Okay. Oh, skill key. That's the other thing, damn it. Skill key. I have to do that one before I do Skimova. Skill key. Okay, so skill key means. Oh man, now. Oh, okay, this is gonna drive me crazy. Key. Skill key. Shit, man, I gotta listen again to remember what skill key means. Skill key means shit, man. Skill key. Man, I'm gonna type it in here. I'm gonna say it and see what it says. Ukrainian. Okay, let's go here. Okay, erase that. Let's see if it picks it up. Skill key. Wait, it wants to use block my mic now. Allow it. Okay. Skill key. How many? That's right. Cost. Shit. Okay, cool. Okay. Cost. How many? How much? Skill key. Skill key. Many. Okay, now I forgot the other one. This one was far more important. In case you guys wonder what I'm working here. See, skill key. Mohocha eto. Dervone. Yeah. Scooby snacks. All right. Okay. So maybe we'll go back to some enlightened or semi-enlightened nonsense.
Doing that, science almost turned in on itself. Reason almost ate itself. So I think reason basically turned into, okay, we're going to follow to the logical endpoint all of the non-religious bases of human thought. And once you do that, it's very difficult not to fall into a sort of self refuting trap about human thought. You're just a set of neurons that are firing. Neurons don't have responsibility. Your dog doesn't have responsibility. Do you have responsibility? You are a product of your environment, your biology. Does that carry with it any sort of moral responsibility? You don't have the capacity to choose. If you don't have the capacity to choose, how do you have moral responsibility? I debated Sam Harris on particularly this issue, and I thought that actually the most telling point of the debate and discussion was not anything the two of us said. It was a woman who got up at the very end and said to Sam, I totally agree with you. There's no free will in the hard sense. You can't make any. There's no choice other than to, right? You will have to do this just driven by your biology and environment. But I have a 5-year-old son. What do you want? What should I say to him? And Sam basically said, lie.
It wasn't a 5-year-old son, it was a teenage son.
And that's the truth about civilization.
See, so he's even miscounting it, but he's trying to stay fast and on point, right? Because he doesn't want to lose face. Ben Shapiro doesn't. But in fact, his interview with Sam Harris was about a woman talking about teenagers, and they were talking about determinism. And basically the ethos was, look, teach them that they have free will, even if we do live in a deterministic world. Like it's better for their psychological health, was Sam Harris's point, right? Like it's good to believe that you are not just a controlled, bios, meat, a robot meat sack, so to speak. But here we go.
Either you believe that's a lie and you're actively engaging in Plato's good lie, basically, or you have to believe in free will. And I don't think the capacity to choose and the capacity to self-better is a lie. I think that people do have the capacity to do that. I think even Sam believes that, but he refuses to acknowledge it because otherwise I don't think he would be in the educational position that he is. Right? He spends his life trying to educate people. So it's all weird. I mean, I actually said in the discussion, why are we all in this auditorium? We were just sort of predestined by the universe to be in this auditorium at a certain time. Like, do you feel fulfilled by that? If so, you really have no choice in the matter.
Okay.
Well, one of the things that's always bothered me about the new atheist types and the hyper-rationalists is that I can tell their conduct is full of performative contradictions. They say they believe certain things, but they don't act that way. And my sense, because I'm an existentialist at heart, is that what you believe is what you act out. What you say might be in accordance with that, and it might not. But there's no reason to assume that your beliefs are transparent to yourself, regardless of your claims. Okay. And so I also don't see any evidence whatsoever that a society can exist that functions over any reasonable period of time in any reasonable manner without predicating itself on the belief that people are both capable of free will and that they're responsible. And so the fact that it seems to be impossible to build a functioning society or even functioning dyadic relationships for that matter in the absence of the presupposition of free will and the capacity for voluntary change indicates to me some evidence for the existence of those capacities. And you have to be a staggeringly cynical person to think that, no, we just have to believe that that's true, even though it's a lie, and predicate our cultures on that. I mean, that's, first of all, I don't.
Jordan B. keeps commanding what it has to be. You just have to be.
The rock upon which you want to found your culture. So.
I don't know. You just have to be a cynical person to do that. You have to be. My 30 years of clinical experience, you have to be this, because that's what I say. Because I read some books and just summarily surmised what I gathered from the authors, and this is what my summary is. Be it then. Be it then. Okay, yellow number 5. I'm going to put that up top. Be it then. Because we can, we must, will, do, and watch me do it. That's it. Get that. Get. 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 Not that. Not that. Get. Draw Pietà by Michelangelo. There, she's holding the Christ. There, it. Dean. Alma. Almo. Yes, is number 5. 3. 3 here. Obviously 3, I think. Tree, because it's try, 3, Google Translate, and 4 is confusing. Between vert and something in Russian. Okay. So why am I doing this? Why do I need to do this? Because it's what I'm doing. It's the way I'm doing it. It's why I'm doing it. I gotta learn Ukrainian if I'm gonna interact with Ukrainians. Learn some pidgin Ukrainian. Oh, I'm quite fluent. Okay. Number 5. Let me get that. I'll put some of these guys on the background. I'm learning 3, which I believe rhymes with 3.
There's always 3 prime characters in a mythological story. There's culture.
3. Yeah,
that's the great father, let's say, in his many mythological guises. And there's nature. That's the great mother. And so you can say that that's the biology and society of the modern scientist. But then there's the independent individual as a causal force who has a nature that enables choice and free will and all those things.
Okay, so it allows choice and free will. So the mother is nature, right? Mother Nature. It makes sense to say that's what it is, but to claim that that's what it is another thing, right? That's my issue, right? The problem is these guys believe what they think. They think that they themselves, that he is an antidote, and people have bought into that. Hey, it's in his title. It's in the title of his books. So, well, it must be. And why he's getting a lot of press, and well, let's listen to him, archetypes instead of religion. That's a great, well, maybe it's good for some people. Maybe it's good for the younger generation, even though Noam Chomsky really didn't like him so much. Nope, no, he didn't. Noam Chomsky doesn't think he's an important intellectual. And so, why is it important that I think that it's important to mention that Noam Chomsky doesn't like him? Maybe because I like Noam Chomsky. It. Probably it. Okay, so 3 is obviously tree. Right. But it's also 3. Right. Obviously, it's not too bad. There's my very artistic tree there. 3 right there. And kids, welcome to my neighborhood. Here, if I was like Mr. Rogers, I'd pull open my sleeve and show you my tats, my tatted arm, where I kiss my guns and then put on my slippers. Slippers for my broken feet. 3. Now, vert, 4. That's what we're debating here. The Ukrainian version of the number 4. Okay, so here we go. Let's listen to 4.
4.
What the?
4.
I'm not having that. I don't buy it. 4. It wasn't that before. Okay, so 6. Charist something. Let's see. Sheest is 6. Okay, back to these fuckers for a second. You guys can hear them. Because, so profound. Okay.
That independent third factor is something like the logos that gives rise to being at the beginning of time, right? That calls order forth out of chaos. And the fact that we can't account for that scientifically, although I don't think we can deny it either, doesn't mean that it doesn't exist.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And of course, I enjoy maps of meaning, so I'm pretty familiar with the terminology that you use because I've read your book. But I think that there's this idea that you can find meaning in a meaningless universe, that we're just meatballs wandering through space with a little bit of sentience, understanding that we are meatballs wandering through space. I have a hard time building any sort of system on that. And the refusal of the new atheists to even recognize that the morality that they promulgate, right, the rip that they have on religion typically is that religion is barbaric and backwards and promulgates all sorts of horrible moral values with which they disagree. And what they refuse to acknowledge is that their moral values are predicated within that system. Right? Yeah. For the vast majority of human time, the values that they are espousing are not only not possible, they're not even minority values. They didn't exist for the vast majority of human time. Well, they are absolute creations of a Judeo-Christian system that is combined with Greek reason.
Like Martin Luther King values, like equivocation based on characterization or character, not what one's accomplished, but the character of one's being. Like the idea of the left, right? The right keeps characterizing, hey, these guys want equivalent outcomes. But that's not what, maybe somebody said that, that's kind of a leftist rhetorician, but it's more like, hey, evaluate the person They get a notion of what their character is, right? And then based on that character, make a character judgment. And then, if they're mutable, then their character might oscillate. It might change. They might have some Jekyll and Hyde. They might be something that is disconforming of this notion of a solid character, or a cardinal character, a solidification that is based on something that these guys then say, well, the solidification, what one does in life, is also a defining factor of character. But they want to say, oh, it's a defining factor of what value is, right? So, but value, like value in art, is the gradations and the spectrum between black and white, right? White and black, right? It's the gray tones, it's the value, it's the contrasting, right? But value, the other term of value is like what one holds principalically, or as principle, as a solid, right? And so that's the whole idea of foundationalism, where truth can be defoundational and truth can be modular. I mean, truth is based on a type of foundation, right? That's what truth tends to point to. But a modular truth, like a raft, like a put together raft, or like I was saying earlier, like a structure that has a solid form that one can represent or agree upon, that one has some sort of basis to apply to it. That's a type of solidity in truth. And so truth is oftentimes a form of agreement. People don't, I mean, these guys aren't agreeing with one another. They're not necessarily talking past one another, but they think they're solving the same problems, but
to come up with what we have today. And this is essentially the theory that I have come up with, is that, and this is the thesis of the book that I'm writing right now, which is that in order for society or an individual to feel fulfilled, you basically have to have four things. You have to have an individual purpose. You have to feel like you have a purpose in the world. You personally have a purpose in the world. You have to feel like you have an individual capacity. You have to feel like you are capable of pursuing that with alacrity. You have to have a communal purpose. You have to feel like you, along with others, are pursuing a higher goal that means something. And you have to have communal capacity, so a system that has been built that allows that community to activate when it needs to activate and back off so that the individual can exist in that vacuum. And we have torn away at all the roots of those things, because all of those things, that I think the apotheosis of, I think the apex of modern thought was basically the unfulfilled but universal theories of the American founding fathers. I think it's about as good as it got in terms of governmental theory. I don't think it's gotten better since then. I think that it's been extended more broadly. I think the universalism that they were implying has now been applied in many ways, and that's a great thing, right? The founders obviously still held slaves, many of them, but their principles were not in favor of slavery. So the principles that they found were based on, again, these two competing poles that are constantly in tension with one another, and this sort of Leo Straussian tension with one another between reason and revelation, the Judeo-Christian tradition and the Greek tradition of reason. And the tug and back and forth is what allows you to have 1 foot in rights and 1 foot in duties.
Okay.
So it'd be really good to have a lengthy conversation about this at some point, because there's some things in here that really have to be dealt in deeply. Like the you have to find your own purpose argument was one that was put forth very strongly by Nietzsche after he announced the death of God. He said that people would have to revalue good and evil and to come up with their own definitions of what constitutes morality. And like the Nietzschean criticism of Christianity is about as deep as it got, with the possible exception of Dostoevsky. But there's one of the things I really liked about Carl Jung, and that's really struck me as irrefutable, is.
See, now look at this guy talk about Nietzsche 100 years ago, Carl Jung several decades ago, right, in terms of his thesis, meaning, and so he's using these for his edification and his backing as to his theories, which is fine. I mean, draw from the past, what else you can draw from, right? I guess you could draw laterally across your contemporaries. That's what these guys are trying to do now. It's the fact that, I mean, it's more of a cite your sources sort of approach to living, instead of like, oh, well, are you synthesizing your own work? I mean, granted, you patterned the words that way, but are you really bringing to the table anything necessarily new, or are you just bringing something contemporaneously that people like to gulp? They need it. They need it as a part of a nutrient in their diet. Who knows these things, right? Who knows?
Jung's fundamental response to Nietzsche was that, let's take the argument of the death of God to its logical conclusion, and then let's investigate the idea that human beings have to be the creators of their own systems of meaning. Jung's idea, and this was also the case for the other psychoanalysts, was that's just palpably false. because it turns out that you're not the sort of creature that can create your own meaning. You're the sort of creature that has to discover the meaning that already exists encoded within you. And part of that is that you're not your own slave. And so it's a critique not only of the idea that you can will your own destiny in its entirety while completely ignoring the fact that you have a nature, but it's also a profound critique of the socialist utopian ideas that human beings can be molded in any way that they see fit. So Jung's objection was something like, well, try to generate a meaning on your own out of nothing, and then try to force yourself to follow it and see how far you get. What you'll find is that you rebel. Your own nature rebels in every possible way against the arbitrary imposition of of just any old moral framework on the manner in which you're going to conduct yourself. And so,
yeah, I think it's such a deep critique, and I think that it's so telling because what we've come up with is the substitute for what you're talking about, which is this acknowledgement that there is a universal purpose that we ought to be aspiring to discover, that it's actually out there. There's a purpose out there, and it's our job to uncover it as opposed to self-creating it. That is a really deep divide in America, I think, in the West generally. Because what people have said is, well, okay, we finally realized that we do need this thing called purpose, right? We can't just be hedonists all the time. Drugs and sex aren't going to cut it. We're actually going to need to come up with some purpose.
Yeah, they're hydras.
Right, but we're not going to be able to. But at the same time, we don't want a government or a society or a church or a community forcing down its universal perception of values on us. And so therefore, our happy medium is going to be you define your own freedom. You define your own rights, and you define your own view of the universe. Well, that is always going to just devolve into this pathetic sort of solipsism that can never be escaped from and doesn't provide happiness anyway. I mean, the people who quote unquote define their own meaning are some of the least happy people that you will ever meet because they don't believe that they're in consonance with anything larger. If you're looking into yourself, yourself is not that.
So okay, like I want to just obviously go against this line of thought he's pushing
values on us, and so therefore our happy medium is going to be you define your own freedom, you define your own rights, and you define your own view of the universe. Well, that is always going to just devolve into this pathetic sort of solipsism that can never be escaped from and doesn't provide happiness anyway.
Okay.
I mean, the people who quote unquote.
So this idea that one solipsism, if one falls into it, you cannot escape from, right? If you believe it, then you're caught in it, right? That you can't be cued out, pecked out, break out of it like a shell, right? That shows the naivety of good old Benny the boy Shapiro.
Define their own meaning are some of the least happy people that you will ever meet because they don't.
So now solipsists are the least happy people that you'll ever meet because they have defined their own meaning, right? So Jordan B. brings up Nietzsche, who brings up you need to find yourself as an individual, and then Ben Shapiro picks that up as a solipsism, and then makes a critique, an awkward and wrong-headed critique of solipsists, and then tries to gauge them based on his experience. But I mean, it's. Hey man, these guys are the most I don't know. I think it's obscene.
Believe that they're in consonance with anything larger. If you're looking into yourself, yourself is not that big. There's not that much there, right? There has to be something beyond you.
So there's not much there. Right? He just admitted he's totally a product of his environment. It's an arguable stance, but hey, I don't have a lot of substance. Just a shell of a man. My wife just loves me as a shell, as a shield.
Whether you find it in God or whether you find it in a community or in nature, there has to be something that speaks to you beyond the guts that exist inside you, or you're just examining your own intestines.
I think, too, that you can make a strong scientific case. This is something I never got to in my discussions with Sam Harris. You can make a strong scientific case for the reality of meaning let's just call it for the reality of meaning. You might think about it as a psychological reality, but you can think about it as a metaphysical or a biological reality too, because as far as I can tell, and there's good neurological evidence for this, your brain is adapted to two modes of being. And one mode of being is that mode that obtains when you're where you know what you're doing and you know what's going on. So you can call that explored territory, let's say. And there's another mode of being that is that which obtains when you don't know what's going on, when you're in unexplored territory. You can say, well, animals since the beginning.
All right. So now the pragmatics part of the show. Back to Ukrainian. .47. All right. And Seam. Oh yeah. Oh, it was 8 and 9. No, 8. Okay.
Вісім.
Okay, 7. B 7, 8. Right. 3's up. Okay. Vesium. Seem like seam. See. Something to listen to me do. Seam. You seam. Leave.
8.
8. This may help me later on. I'll take a snapshot of it and take it to Ukraine. See. You 5 o'clock or 8 o'clock? 8 o'clock. Okay. Okay, now 9.
9. 9. 9. 9.
Google is not conversational Ukrainian, that's for sure. Okay, let's go here. Oh, man. Okay. Conversational Ukrainian. There's my solar panels. Go back to that. Okay. Numbers. Channel. Okay. Let's see what shows up here. Through 100. Okay, let's try this out for size. 5 minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Numbers 1 to
8.
200 in Ukrainian.
Нет.
Числа від 1 до 100 українською мовою. 1,
1,
1, 2, 2,
2,
3,
3,
3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, 12, 13, 13, 14, 14, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, 12, 13, 13, 14, 14, 8,
You seem
9,
Deviet.
9, 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, 12, 13, 13, 14, 14,
12,
15, 15, 16, 16, 17, 17, 18, 18, 19, 20, 20, 21, 21,
That's 20.
22, 23,
Okay, where's
23,
23?
24, 24, 25, 25,
Okay, how much?
26, 26, 27,
Oh, ja,
27,
Ja, Lutibia.
28,
Okay.
28,
No, don't worry about it. It's a random video. Don't sweat it. Just
29,
feel free.
29,
I'm not.
30,
You're not breaking anything up.
30.
That's not already pre-broken.
All other numbers are made in a similar way. 30, 1, 30, 1, 32, 32, 43, 43, 44,
Oh,
44,
all right.
55, 55, 67,
All right. Okay, so get that down. And Scooby-Doo wop, doo wop, yeah. All right. Oh. All right. Well, again, I think it's going to be, I'm going to call that quits so I can get on to my day. Okay, but, DV10. No, that's it. That's it. Wow, that's it. No, that's it. So upsetting, man. I'm in the gym. I listen to the number 4, and it's like a birthday. Now it's show. It's like the Mandela effect took over my Ukrainian studies. Getting course. How many? Yahoche. Now, Steve. Okay. Well, Dobra lesson, good nonsense. As good nonsense is concerned, paying yourself, you'd think this was an abuse of a perfectly good canvas. But I figured this is actually a functional background. If I could actually put this shiz butt together. Right.
I wouldn't call it an abuse, don't worry.
Oh, well.
I've literally taken knives.
An abuse. Oh, well. For a good slaughtered end product. Morning. I'm recording. Oh, really? You have a slaughter. Oh, you probably re-glued it?
No.
Oh, okay.
It just has cuts in it.
Oh, okay. Right on. Well, let me end this show on the road right there.